The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right. Good afternoon, traders. Good to see you again. I've missed you. It's been a while, like 5 hours. I was starting to get withdrawals. I'm glad we're here together. I know you have your coffee. I have mine. We're all ready to go. Welcome out, everybody, to the Tradespoon live trading room, stocks and options. My name is Scott. I'm the head trading coach. I'll be your host. I'll be with you again tomorrow morning. We'll wrap things up Friday morning. Having a good time this week, I think. Let's get into it. Wonderful Wednesday to you, Dennis. Thank you for the enthusiasm. I very much appreciate it. Good afternoon, Phil. Thank you as always for letting me know. Phil keeps me aware of. Sometimes I talk to myself because I don't turn my mic on. Sometimes I'm talking about something on the screen, but I forget to turn my screen on. He lets me know we're good to go. It's my check. I look for it every time. I appreciate it. Good to see everyone. Let's get started. If I could advance my slides. There we go. This is me trading for a while, teaching for a while. These are the disclosures. Trading's risky, options especially. We're not advisors. This is for education. Be careful. Manage your risk. Manage your psychology. Don't forget, we may and likely will have a financial interest in the securities we talk about. Okay. So it's been interesting in the market. Back to business, John. Yes, always back to business. Always back to business. Never forget, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That's my words to live by. What do we see going on? Markets are up. Okay, to be fair, most of what we got, we had when we started this morning. I mean, you can see it here. It's kind of a straight line, right? Up a little bit, pretty flat. NASDAQ up a little bit. Russell actually gave some back. So the Russell's up 0.78, but it's not, phenomenal by way of strength. So S&P up 1.25, Dow almost 1%, NASDAQ 1.5, and Russell 0.75. Oil gave it all back. We said we think that there may be some opportunity in oil, but not yet. Not yet. Ended up down 0.25% after a little bit of a rally. Crypto is rallying. We've talked about that. We could look at that. I don't think we have GBTC on our list, but there you go. Congress grills regulators on SVB, but can't agree on fixes. I find these hearings, are just what a colossal waste of time. Like, it's just everyone wants to have video of themselves shouting at somebody as if they're like, "Oh, we want answers. We want the truth." You know, and I wish someone on the other side would be like, "You can't handle the truth." That's when it would be good TV. And then they take a snippet of it and post it on Twitter, like, "Look at me. Oh, it's just a, uh clown show." I hate it, both sides, very much. There you go, John. Ah, amen, brother. Okay, what do we know? You saw that we had a surprise home sales game. I told you I don't feel like the real estate is, everyone's like, "Oh, it's 2008." It's not. It's not. Come on. There's nothing about it that feels like 2008. Yeah, of course, there's been some issues. Like we said, two things have happened. A, it ran too hot. You can't get the gains we got. They're unsustainable. You know, um, I'd have to look it up. What I believe it's not as much as stocks. I believe the annual rate on average is somewhere between 4 and 6% for real estate, if I'm not mistaken. If someone knows better, correct me. When you're getting like 15-20% for a couple, I mean, it's just not gonna. You can't. The income isn't there. I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of foreign investment. Not there's something that we should regulate. Right? Let's prohibit foreign investment into our real estate market, or at least a very limited amount. It's not beneficial to have the Chinese owning a bunch of real estate in America. It's not. It's hard as shit to do it in their country. Why are we not making it hard for them to do it here? That's just my opinion. I'm just gonna throw it out there. But it's we had an increase of 0.8% when they're expecting it to drop 3%. Great. Tomorrow we have GDP coming in just under 3%. Nice to see. Like to see that sustain despite inflation. Jobless claims expected to come in under 200,000. That's nice. We've got Boston President Collins speaking. We've got Richmond Barkin. We've got Minneapolis Neil Kashkari. And then Friday, even more information. We've got some income spending. We've got some inflationary data with core PCE index. We've got Michigan consumer sentiment. Not too much there. And then more Fed speak. So yeah, we've got a lot going on over the next couple of days as far as that goes. What about free people, free markets? You're saying you disagree, Randall, that we should allow. Are you saying I'm not sure if I understand the reference. You're saying free people in China should be able to buy here in our free markets, or I mean, I absolutely am a capitalist, right? And I believe in letting the market prevail, but I do believe that there has to be limitations and regulations in place to protect Americans, right? Why are rents going up so much? Here's the thing. I believe that they said 30 to 40% of our inflation is based in housing costs, right? Rents are up. Why are rents up? Because real estate's up. Why is real estate up? Because um, there's been a bunch of foreign investment into it. I'll be honest. I've got a similar theory about the scholarship process. Where the number of if you go somewhere else, let's say you go to Italy, right? The Italian, different leagues, professional sports leagues. They only let you have two Americans. We have maybe not so much anymore, but you can only have two Americans on your basketball team. That's it. They limit it, right? We should do something similar to that over here with our sports. We're giving free college education to international students who come over here. They're taking it from American students. I'm just saying. So there you go. That's my opinion. Disagree, we could have a spirited debate over a nice aged whiskey and all remain friends afterwards. Good afternoon, Ricardo. It's good to see you. So single malt it is, my friend. Single malt it is. Okay. What do we know? What do we know? Let's look at the model. If you weren't here this morning, we took a look. Staying bullish. You know, it's no not an explosion of momentum, but it is certainly showing us ongoing increases. I said we may see it come today. May not be a little pullback. We talked about the fact that we might have that little bit of a consolidation through here that then turns into a higher low, and then we bounce on up. You can tell I watched a lot of football in the 90s. You guys remember John Madden, the great legendary John Madden with his telestrator. Boom, we go up higher here. Love it. All right. And you're seeing it across the board. Still bullish, still showing signs of momentum. Everything that we've been looking at and keeping an eye on has maintained more of a bullish. You can see that the today's trend was down, but no, it was not. Absolutely was not. We had a very nice day today. Right, good stuff. The NASDAQ, we might have lost some. No, I think you're going to see that this whole piece slides over here to the left. Boom, it shifts to the left, hits the hole, and we see it give us that instead. And then maybe then a little minor pullback, and then we see what happens from there. Boom. Okay, what else? Sorry, I got distracted by my fond memories of John Madden, Pat Summerall. Finest duo of football commentators in history. IWM still showing some struggles. We're seeing that, right? We're seeing it today. Everyone else is doing well. Small caps are like, we're trying. It's like the little brother, right? They're on their bikes, still have the training wheels, and they're like, wait for me, wait for me. That's how I see it right now. That's the metaphor for small caps right now. And let's take a look at the Dow. What do we see out of the Dow? Flat, right? So what is that telling us? Broad market, more bullish. Tech market, more bullish. Small cap market, lagging. Blue chips, large caps, mostly sideways. That's a bullish narrative, right? Add it up. It's a bullish narrative. We think about our sectors. What are the sectors we like? We like technology, particularly software and chips. Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, AMD, AMAT, someone brought up this morning. Good stuff. We like communication services. We had some opportunities maybe developing in Netflix. We like, various pieces possibly in the consumer. And it floats a little back and forth between discretionary and non-discretionary, and staples. But we liked Amazon. We liked Costco, not that far behind. So a few different things that we've been looking at. The VIX de-escalating. Everything that we see right now is leaning towards this April rally that we know and love. So, hello, Raymond. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. And this is the rally we were talking about, this cyclical April rally. Good year or good month for the stock market. Not the best. Cyclically the best is over here in October. We talk about the Santa rally, but really it's the Halloween rally, right? I mean, that's where we have the big jump. We've got pretty good. We have one summer rally. February tends to be okay. November, December, a little bit of follow through. Today's heat map, someone called it, Bill Bill, I think, said it's Irish. It's looking Irish. Top of the morning to you. Well, it does. It looks green, except healthcare. We actually said, what do we think about healthcare? Someone brought it up. We're like, healthcare's iffy. It continues to be somewhat iffy, particularly the drug manufacturers and the healthcare plans. Diagnostics and research is doing all right. Interestingly, energy is green today, but oil is down. So that's interesting. Utilities is okay. Materials is okay. Real estate. I mean, it's fairly broad based right now. Did I do the quiz? No, I'm going to do it right now. I am going to do it right now. Jacques, mon ami. Un moment, s'il vous plaît. Okay, let's do it. Let's get to it. SPY. I am actually staying. I don't know if I told everybody that I've been on the road. I'm at the Bellagio. I'm about to fly home here in a minute. But I'm on the 20th floor of the Bellagio looking over the fountains, and I'm like literally right across from the Paris hotel with its scaled version of the Eiffel Tower, La Tour Eiffel, and brings back fond memories. A lot of people don't know I lived in France in the suburbs of Paris for a couple of years when I was a young man. Found a lot of ways to get myself in trouble back then, as you can imagine. All right, let's keep going. Let's get the quiz. SPY, let's get down to the, that we're getting a little rally now, right? Late session rally. I probably should have done the quiz 5 minutes ago. Yeah, look at that. The late session rally. Okay. Okay, bulls. You bulls. It's got to hold the rally. That's where A is. And you fence sitters, this is your line here. Not a big range today. Not even big enough for me to draw B. So I'm going to say B is in here and then C's down here. Here's the numbers. 465, 400. You've got 65 cents to sit the fence for a B. Bulls, you're an A. You think it's going to give it back and pull back, you're a C. I'm feeling it. I feel good. I feel good. I'm coming in an A. Oh, it's a sweep. It's a clean. Maybe I drew it wrong today. John is an A. Ted is an A. Dennis is an A. Raymond is an A. Phil is an A. Brad is an A. I don't know that there's ever been a time where everyone won a gold medal, but I feel like today should be that day. Give me your answers. Anybody else? Jacques. Oh, Jacques. Jacques is a counter trend trader. And he said it's C. It's going to give it all back. Going to give it all back. He's going to laugh with his gold medal. And the rest of us will hang our heads in shame. Right, Ted? I was going to say, my man James Brown. I feel good. No. Okay, let's keep going. I feel energized. I haven't slept well, but I feel pretty good today. Maybe I'll go sleep on the plane. Everybody's in that wants to be in? Okay, everybody's an A. Now, of course, here's what's going to happen. Now that we've closed the window and bets are off. All bets are off. No, bets are on, but window's closed. It's going to be B. Right? It's going to be B. It's going to finish right in the middle of this range, 442. All right, let's keep going. Let's go take a look at the VIX. The VIX has got to be looking strong now. Yeah? Well, actually, it really hasn't gotten that much better than when it started. But we are at 19, and I like it at 19 better than I like it in the upper 20s where we visited not long ago, and it was shaking around a little bit. Right? This was a day here that looked pretty good. Either of these days here, where it looked like it was a lower high. Oh, we were up here, and then we dropped, and then we went up, and we only got up to in here, even if whichever you use, body or shadow, doesn't matter. That's a high, that's a lower high. We've pretty close to made it on back down to here. Now, what's very interesting is that was a higher low. I did hedge, and I said I will close all hedges if and when we establish a lower high, which we did in here. So those are shut down, which is nice. You don't want nothing good about a bearish hedge when the market's up 1.5%. Nothing. Now we're back down here. So what do I think? I think we might get another day. We might test this level or even possibly a little bit lower. And then the ideal is we get a couple of days up and then we crack down again. Oh, God. I dream of it. You guys realize that we haven't, I believe, and I might be wrong, but I believe it was like, we got down to 17. That might be, did we get to 15 since the pandemic? 14. We got to 14. I don't remember it being at 14 for long. It seems like we touched it, but we didn't really sit at it. It seems like 15, and that was back here, back in 2021. Good, Mark. That was great. It was good trading back then. That's the last time we had some really, consistent good trading before, the shitstorm of late 21, 22 really kind of smacked us in the face a little bit. Would love to see it come on back down. Can we go back to the 80s, please? Honestly, I wouldn't mind a nice tech bubble. Tech bubble of the 90s and then early 2000s. A lot of opportunity on both sides. Actually, the bear market of 2000, if you knew what you were doing, and I say that not having known what I was doing. I was very, very early in my career, right? I think I got my Series 7 and my 63 March of 2000, and then a month later the market starts crashing. I'm like, what have I done? Why did I pick this? Right? I had no idea how to speculate, how to trade, and so it was wasn't great. However, as you look back, that was a beautiful bear market. Down, up a little bit, down, up just a nice steady opportunity. So give us trends that are sustainable either direction. It's the choppiness and the reaction and the attachment to the Fed. That was Greenspan. My guy was he was not going to tell you what he was thinking. He played it close to the chest and it made it better, right? We never have Fed surprise. When was the last time we had a Fed surprise? Anyone remember? Been over a decade, I guarantee it. Maybe Bernanke. Who was after Greenspan? Was Bernanke right after Greenspan? I think it was Bernanke. No surprises. Yellen, no surprises. Jer Bear, I'm like, come on, man. Throw a wrench in the works at some point so people stop just trying to speculate on everything that you guys say and let the market prevail. Let the market prevail. Okay. Let's get to the watch list. I think we've done everything. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Let's start at the top. Let's get it out of the weekly and into the daily. Nothing there for us. I'm going to go through pretty quickly so I can get to a couple of key ones. There's Apple. Apple, you can see Apple's gone enough now that it's pinching. This is it. This may be the signal. You may decide that you're ready to jump into this one. You maybe already jumped into this one before we got here. I'm not sure if we're going to do this one. We'll see. It's on the list. Adobe, not as much. ADI, not as much. ADM, not as much. AMD, yes. I like it. It's turning. This is not, it's not there. So you're going to have to decide what's important to me. Is price action and the candle and the model enough that my oscillator component, it is pinching a little bit, but it hasn't turned. But is that enough? If yes, this looks like a reasonable trend. I mean, it's a mover. You might think, oh, I want to see it pull back down here. It might not. It might make another run. It might be one of those strong. Remember what we said. When this market does pick, institutions have a lot of cash still. The general public is not pulling money out of the market. They're still putting money into the market, right? Every week where there's inflows, 401k, 403b, 457, all those retirement plans, pensions, insurance, everything's still flowing. The institutions have powder in the keg. It's just, and so when they come, if they come hard, we'll see it pop. And it's like, do you want to be a part of it? My answer is yes. So AMD's on the list. Amazon has bounced off the 50. Nice candle, nice stochastics. We might even have enough to give us a Heiken Ashi. Oh, look, is that Heiken Ashi? It is. Look at that. Look at that Amazon Heiken Ashi candle. I think we may go here today. I like Amazon. I don't think the other ones have it yet. That's Archer Daniels. AMD, I don't think this one will. Right? One more day away. Now, what that means is if I put the trade on now, then I can tighten my risk very quickly. I love that. Apple's given it to us as well. So if you like Apple, you know, I don't have to put my stop down here at 155. I can put my stop here at 158. That's 3 points. That's a big deal when it comes to reward to risk ratio. Think about that, right? Amazon or AXP, it's not there for me, right? You have a candle, you have a stochastics. What do we not have? I don't really have comfort. I don't really have enough to evidence that I see to believe that the buyers have regained control, that the financial sector is done. Right? We see another bank fail, and the whole sector is going to just get smashed again. So be careful with what you're doing in the financial arena, most definitely. Boeing sideways, industrials, they're not there. Okay, we don't need to we don't be like, oh, I want to trade Boeing, or I want to trade now FedEx technically, but the group is a little bit lackluster. So that's enough for me to hesitate to some extent. Okay. Alibaba continuing to move. Caterpillar, nothing there. ConocoPhillips, it's up today, even though oil is down a little bit. There's nothing in the energy sector for me yet. Costco, I'd still wait one more day for Costco, but I'm interested. DBC, energy, nothing. John Deere, industrials, nothing. Dow, Disney, nope. FCX, I'm not really feeling it from basic materials either. So NVIDIA, I agree, Bob. We saw it this morning. That was my favorite as well. My lean right now is probably NVIDIA and Amazon to construct some things here. FedEx, I actually did take the FedEx trade here, so I'm a little reluctant to want to build it, but looks pretty good. And speaking of my friend Heiken Ashi, it's great. I'd like to see it kick into one of these. Like you can see what it looks like when it catches the momentum, right? Big candles, big candles, big candles. We're looking a little bit like this right now. Big candles. So I need it to accelerate pretty quickly, because if it starts to slow down, great. There's some profit there. Going to take it off the table, move on. No harm, no foul. FXI. No. Oh, let's get out of the Heiken Ashi. Get on out of the Heiken Ashi. 1 second here. No, not for me on precious metals. Nothing here on Goldman. IWM struggling. Jets is struggling. Although Jets, yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe a double bottom. If you look at this as a hammer and you look at the top of it, then it is kind of at support. It tested lower, but it held. Now we're at resistance. If this can get back up to the 50, break through this high, and then at the 50 it pulls back and only pulls back to 18, maybe 17, something in there. I'd do it then, but not now. There's nothing here for me now. MasterCard kind of flat. What am I doing? MasterCard, Meta. Yeah, that's tough. Marvell, Microsoft. I like Apple better. If you're going to do one of the two big boys, I would say Apple. Netflix, I don't know. It's turned a little bit, but I still feel like there may be more consolidation. We seem a little overbought there. Look at Nvidia. It's pinched. It's turning. It's got some confirmation. Same thing. I know a lot of people who struggle with this. They're like, oh, that it didn't pull back. Well, it didn't here. And it didn't here. And it didn't here. And it didn't here. And yet, it's gone from 150 to 275. That is just a shade under 100% from the beginning of the year. Nvidia, you magnificent bastard. Oracle. Hitting some resistance. Q's looks bullish, but we know what we like in there. Starbucks, nothing there yet. Silver, it's kind of flat like a semiconductors. Looks pretty good, but we like Nvidia as far as that goes. SPY, staying bullish. How's the quiz going? Oh, the quiz looks good. It's holding on. The sellers tried to make a run at it. They couldn't do very much. Tesla. Nope. Nothing there yet. Natural gas. Nope. Nothing there yet. Visa. No. The VIX looks better and better. De-escalation. It's a good thing. Financials, no. Industrials, maybe. Staples look okay. And discretionary looks okay. All right, let's get into it. Let's take a look at Amazon. So yeah, let's take a look. Heikin-Ashi. Stop loss. I would say 97.50. 0.5% below this low. 97.50. If it breaks the Heikin-Ashi, not interested. Nope. 97.50 on Amazon. How far out do we need to go? Well, let's take a look. Let's move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, basically, we need it till next Friday. If we're right. That's the 7th. I think the 14th makes sense. I think the volatility is low enough that I would still consider buying an option. Whereas Nvidia, well, they're about the same. This is as cheap as it gets, right? Okay, to the upside. Honestly, I think just a retest up in this area here, 111, 112, something like that. We'll call it 112.50, just for argument's sake. Analyze Amazon. Let's get some slices. My headset battery is low, but I think I'm going to make it. 97.50. I think this is going to look pretty good. Let's go April. I don't need much more than that, right? Let's get 12 strikes. I like the 105s. Let's get a look at the volume and open interest. Oh man, Nvidia trades a lot of options. The 105s have 37,000 contracts. Um, my goodness. I'm just gonna bring it on down here. I mean, we could do. If we were doing this in the paper account, we typically go around 200. This is just like a small dummy account I play with some live money. I'm probably gonna just put one contract in just to get the trade on. Now, remember that we might hold this through the weekend, but not much more if it wasn't working. So maybe the third or the fourth. So about $100 of risk, I would say, is it. So maybe you do 2 or 3, depending. But it's got a great reward to risk ratio. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Any thoughts? I'm gonna place it. $152 by no, we're down at 140. Yeah, 150. Let's pull the trigger. Let's pull the trigger. 150 it is. All right. It's got quiet. You guys not interested in that Amazon trade? I like Amazon. You might not have liked Amazon. Let's go look at Nvidia. Let's go to Nvidia. Yeah, I felt like the option prices were okay there. You know what I mean? Not too bad. Not too shabby. Maybe I'm just not seeing the comments here. Great. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's talk about NVDA Nvidia. Yeah. Spread is pennies, right, Bob? That's beautiful. How do you not? You want to know what's wrong with the spreads on Nvidia? Absolutely nothing. Okay. Let's take a look at Nvidia's numbers. We'll run some numbers here. Let's get into the chart. Again, I'm not going to let this thing, if it breaks the Heiken Ashi, I'm done with it. We're done here. We're done here. But if it can hold, low is 265.10. I don't know, 0.5%, $1.30. Let's just call it like 264-ish, 263.90. We'll go 263.90. That's about 0.5% below the Heiken Ashi low from today. So we'll say 263.90 to the upside. What is this thing gonna? God, I'm used to 2 screens. You guys know that. I can't handle change very well. Same thing, about the same amount of time. What does this thing give us? 145. So I mean, God, that's 30 points right there. 168 to that's another 30 there. 190 to 220, that's 30 there. So if we take 30 from 263, 295. I'm gonna go 295. That's it. I mean, if you can see, if I were to what time is it? Oh, we've got some time. We've got some time. Let's draw it. U to U. 11 days, including weekend. Let's duplicate it. Looks pretty good there, a little shorter. Almost perfect there. You can see that, right? You can see that? Perfect. Let's activate this drawing. No, that one didn't work as good. This one was actually bigger. So we put this here. I'm not going to go to the well, I guess I could. I'm going to come down here. And that puts me up at 298. 298 it is. 298 it is. Bob said he's in and out quickly on this one. 100% profit or 50% loss. 2-1. God, I feel like this could give us more than 2-1. I'm not going to use the word greedy, Bob. I'm going to say I'm going to be ambitious. I'm going to be ambitious with this trade. It's all about semantics, right? It's semantics. Semantics are what's important here. So I'm not greedy, right? Although, as we all know from the fictional hero Gordon Gekko, greed, for lack of a better word, is good. All right. Brandon says not greedy, but he's needy. I need it. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. All right, let's build it. 298. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because it's, I like the afternoon better than the morning. The afternoon session seems more fun to me. Or maybe you guys are a better group. The morning crew can be a little, I don't get enough coffee before we start. I like the afternoon crew. Don't tell the morning crew I said that. If you're on both, then you're more the afternoon crew for me. 298 on this side, almost a full 10%. Same thing. I'm willing to go a bit out the money on this one. Oof, these are expensive though. I'm probably going to go 275, maybe even. Oh, these are a little bit more expensive. Maybe I will do a spread on this one. Maybe I'll go 270 by 280. 275 by 280. Let's look at a spread. Let's buy a spread. 275 by 280 would cost us 215. Easy to get to maximum gain on that. So you can see this gives us some time too. So this time, as long as we cross this mark here, 277, I need to cross that mark going into, I'd like to see us cross it pretty quickly. I don't know. Let me play with this a little bit. What if we go a little higher prob? What would that do? 275 by 275. Then we only have to cross this level here, 272 and a half. If I did this one, two contracts, 3.5 to 1. If I do 275 by 280, about the same. If I get a little bit more aggressive and I go 280 by 285, I start to get a little bit better reward to risk ratio, but it's got to move much further. I don't want to do this too much because it's got to move further for it to get. So you'll notice here we're negative theta, but if it gets up to right, like I said, there's where your theta is neutral. And then by 283, it starts to turn positive, and then it gets more positive. 298. Oh, what are we thinking here? 275 by 280. I think maybe the 270 by 275 doesn't have to move as far. Risk is down here. One contract. I'm going to just put one on, get this thing going. And let's see what this thing can do. Put a little spread on the mix. Can we get 250? I'm going for 250. 250 by 255. Do the spread and take the 255, John said. I don't want to. I want to let it go a little bit. Let's give it a couple minutes to saturate, to percolate. Let's let it percolate a little bit. Percolation, as we all know, is a good way to let the trade see if it can find its home. Has anyone done 255? Did you get 255? Out of curiosity? I'm going to let it percolate for a minute or two. Yes, cool. Cool. How the hell are you? Have you been popping on and just not chatting as much? I miss you. Participate more. You have good perspective. I want it. Who got 255? If you're just like, hey, I'm not gonna squabble for the nickel. Me, I'm a notorious cheap bastard, so I want to squabble for the nickel. John said he got 250. Good. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Glad to hear it. Randall got 255. John, you got 250 on Thinkorswim? Come on. Come on. The mark's at 247. You see it hit 247 for a second? It's just sitting there. I don't know why them. I'm only asking for a single contract there, so I'm gonna give it another minute and then I'll capitulate. No worries, man. I know how it can be. I know how it can be. You know I welcome it. I definitely welcome it. I want it. I like the collaborative environment when we really get it going. So anyways, don't feel pressure though. Just giving you a hard time. Whew. Here's the thing for me too. You know, I think we may even see a little bit more by way of signals, but getting a couple of things on. Why won't this fill? Fine. I gave it a couple of minutes to percolate. It didn't percolate the way I wanted. I was really hoping for some percolation. Oh, it seems like it's moved a little bit now. I'm a little above the mid. 255 is pretty easy to get. The nickel. I wanted the nickel. All right. Well, I'm gonna give the gold medal early. I gotta head to the airport. And if you know the Vegas airport, you know it's a shitstorm. So let's give a gold medal out here. Ooh, let's see. 5 minutes. Let's get out of the Haikanashi and let's get into the. Oh, look at that. We held Jacques. I don't know why you didn't want to join us for the first ever everybody wins a gold medal. It would have been amazing. Amazing. But A's, congratulations. Congratulations on your shiny gold medals. Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. So now what? We're going to wrap it up. Everyone's going to go have a steak dinner tonight and celebrate their gold medal. Jacques, you're eating chicken. And then we're going to meet tomorrow morning. And well, we'll see. Does this thing continue to build momentum? Does it get shook or rattled? We'll be ready to adjust. We will absolutely be prepared to be water. Yeah, good. All right. I kind of thought. I felt like this morning, I'm like, you know what? I think we're going to get a couple signals, build some trades, get some things on, have a good time, and then go from there. So I hope everybody has a absolutely wonderful rest of their day. I'll see you in the morning. I'll be back home on my fancy microphone and my comfortable chair and my big screens. I always like that a little bit better, but I did hear that the fancy schmancy headset I bring with me is working out okay. So I'm glad to hear that. And I will bid you all a very good day. As always, happy trading.
said is love.